What if the secret to restoring your blood flow, your energy, and even your intimacy wasn't in a pill, a gym, or a doctor's office, but sitting quietly in your kitchen cabinet right now? Most men overlook this one simple ritual that works while you sleep. But tonight you'll see why doctors are finally paying attention to it.
My goal is to help older men rediscover vitality, connection, and self-assurance. Today, I want to share something with you that's both ancient and groundbreaking. You've probably heard that olive oil is good for you, but almost no one talks about how to use it specifically at night to naturally help clear blood vessels, improve circulation, and gently rekindle the passion in your private moments. This isn't about mere hope, it's about establishing a habit, and tonight could be the start of a whole new chapter. So, stay with me, because in a moment, I'll show you exactly how this simple step can help you feel stronger, closer, and more alive than you have in years. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, please subscribe and enable the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any of the powerful insights I create specifically for men over 60. To truly understand why this straightforward olive oil ritual can be so transformative, we first need to look at what's subtly happening inside your body after 60, especially concerning blood flow. Many of the challenges you might be experiencing, lower energy, colder hands and feet, even a decline in intimacy, aren't just a normal part of aging. They're symptoms of something deeper, a gradual slowdown in circulation. Once you grasp what's behind that slowdown, you'll see why this natural nightly habit can be such a profound game changer. Most men don't fully understand how much their circulation changes after 60. We expect some gray hair or minor knee aches, but what often goes unaddressed is how your blood vessels, the vital conduits delivering life to every part of you, begin to stiffen, narrow, and become obstructed without warning. This isn't your fault, it's biology. Around your late 50s and early 60s, your body reduces its production of nitric oxide. This is a natural chemical that keeps your arteries relaxed and open. When nitric oxide levels decline, your blood vessels lose flexibility. It's like turning a garden hose into a rigid pipe, pressure builds but flow decreases. And guess where blood flow first becomes restricted? Your hands, your feet, your brain, and yes, your most private parts. This explains why many men over 60 experience symptoms they dismiss as merely aging: fatigue, mental fog, numbness, and a frustrating lack of performance or desire in the bedroom. But what they're truly encountering is poor circulation. Blood can't nourish the areas it once did. The vitality that once felt automatic begins to flicker. This gradual decline often goes unaddressed because we believe it's inevitable. But here's the crucial point: it's not. When I began researching natural methods to restore blood flow, I discovered that the body is capable of remarkable repair, even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond. The key is to awaken those dormant blood vessels, provide them with what they require, and give your heart, your brain, and your most intimate parts the support they've been silently pleading for. I still remember when an elderly patient mentioned his grandfather habitually sipped a spoonful of olive oil before bedtime. Back then, it sounded more like folklore than medicine. But after decades of observing men seeking solutions in pills, powders, and procedures, I started paying closer attention to the habits that actually yielded results. And olive oil consistently appeared. What makes it so potent? It's not just fat, it's healing fat, rich in natural compounds like polyphenols and oleic acid. Olive oil gently reduces inflammation and supports the lining of your blood vessels. This is crucial, especially past 60, when your arteries become less flexible and blood flow slows. That stiffness doesn't solely impact your heart, it extends to your muscles, your mind, and even your most intimate moments. But what struck me most was its natural quality: no side effects, no chemicals, just something the body recognizes and knows how to utilize. That's the beauty of genuine food: it works with your body, not against it. And when consumed at the precise moment, specifically before sleep, it aligns with the body's innate repair cycles. It's almost as if nature anticipated our needs long before we articulated them. Here's where it gets even more intriguing: it turns out that how you consume olive oil makes a significant difference. In fact, most people do it incorrectly and miss nearly all the benefits. Let me demonstrate precisely how to do it right, the 3-part bedtime ritual that works while you sleep. You might be wondering, if olive oil is so potent, why aren't more people discussing its practical application for improved circulation and intimacy? The truth is, most individuals don't realize that the method of consuming olive oil determines whether it becomes a healing tool or just another kitchen ingredient. I've spent years refining this bedtime ritual with my patients, and I've witnessed remarkable outcomes. There's no magic here, just practical, tangible steps that align with your body's optimal function. Selecting the correct type of olive oil. I cannot emphasize this enough, not all olive oils are equivalent. You want extra virgin, cold-pressed, preferably organic. Why? Because that's where the highest concentration of antioxidants and heart-healthy fats reside. Avoid light or refined olive oils, they've been stripped of the very compounds your body requires. The ideal dosage. Through trial and error with my patients, I found that 1 tablespoon is the ideal amount, not too much, not too little. It's just enough to activate your body's natural repair mechanisms without overwhelming your digestion. The beauty of performing this before bed is that your body enters its most restorative state during sleep. Hormones are balancing, tissues are healing, and blood vessels are relaxing. That's the perfect time to deliver these nutrients. There's one additional step that often gets overlooked, and this is where the genuine transformation occurs. Pair the tablespoon with a small squeeze of lemon juice or a tiny pinch of black pepper. This might seem unusual, but there's a reason. Lemon supports liver function and helps the oil process more efficiently. Black pepper, conversely, contains piperine, a compound that enhances nutrient absorption. Consider them as activators, unlocking the full potential of olive oil within your system. Here's what I advise my patients: keep your olive oil and lemon right beside your toothbrush. That way, the ritual integrates into your bedtime routine, something you do without thinking, just like brushing your teeth. Swallow it slowly, allow it to coat your mouth and throat. Don't immediately rinse it down with water. Give it a moment to settle. This small act of presence is integral to the healing. Some men feel the benefits in a matter of days, others take a few weeks. That's normal. What matters is allowing your body the chance to respond gently, naturally, and without forcing anything. And remember, this ritual is just one piece of the puzzle, but it's a powerful beginning. Because when you restore circulation, you don't just feel better physically, you start to feel more vibrant, more present, more attuned to yourself and the people you love. One of the first questions my patients ask when starting this olive oil bedtime ritual is, how will I know it's effective? I always smile at that question, because when your body begins to restore its natural rhythm, the signs, though subtle initially, become unmistakable. You might notice it one morning when your hands and feet no longer feel as cold as they used to, or when you awaken with just a bit more energy, a clearer mind, and less of that heaviness in your limbs. These aren't dramatic transformations, but they are meaningful. They are proof that something within you is reawakening. Over time, you may feel more connected, not only to your body but to your partner. Men have shared with me that they feel more present in conversations, more confident during intimacy, and more emotionally available in ways they hadn't felt in years. That's because healthy circulation isn't solely about blood flow, it's about restoring oxygen to the brain, balancing hormones, and bringing vitality to your entire system. And the beautiful part, it doesn't feel forced, your body is responding naturally. That's what differentiates this journey. It's not about pursuing youth, it's about honoring your age while reclaiming the energy that still resides within you. As a physician, I rely on evidence. And when I began to examine more closely what was occurring in men who consistently used olive oil, the science didn't just support their results, it elucidated them. Studies have shown that extra virgin olive oil can improve something called endothelial function. That's a technical term for how effectively your blood vessels expand and contract, which directly impacts how blood circulates throughout your body. When your endothelium is healthy, your circulation improves. And when circulation improves, you begin to feel it everywhere, from sharper thinking to more responsive intimacy. One study from Italy found that men who regularly consumed olive oil had superior hormone balance and fewer indicators of vascular aging. Another demonstrated that the polyphenols in olive oil reduce oxidative stress, the type of damage that gradually erodes your arteries over time. These are not fringe theories, this is respected, peer-reviewed science confirming what many men have already discovered for themselves. But what struck me most isn't just the data, it's the atmosphere in the room when a man realizes he's not stuck, that his body is still capable of changing, healing, and even thriving. That's the power of aligning with something your body instinctively understands, something as natural and ancient as olive oil. Common questions answered. When I speak with men about starting this olive oil ritual, I frequently hear similar questions, honest, practical concerns stemming from a desire to do things correctly. I understand that at this stage of life, we're not seeking trends or gimmicks, we desire what works, and we want it to feel right. Can I take it with food? While you can, I always suggest consuming it on an empty stomach before bed. That's when your body is in repair mode, your blood vessels are relaxing, your hormones are rebalancing, and your system is prepared to absorb what it needs most. Taking it this way makes a real difference. Are there any side effects? Olive oil is incredibly gentle. It has been used for centuries, and unless consumed in excessive amounts, it's very safe. 1 tablespoon is all you need. Too much can cause minor digestive discomfort, but that's rare and easily avoidable. Will it interact with my medications? For most men, the answer is no. Olive oil is food, not a drug. But if you're on blood thinners or have specific medical conditions, it's always prudent to consult with your doctor. The objective here isn't to replace your care, it's to enhance it in a natural, restorative way. If there's one insight I've gained after 3 decades of working with men over 60, it's this: aging doesn't have to signify decline. It doesn't mean losing your strength, your presence, or your capacity to love deeply and live fully. And sometimes, all it takes to begin turning things around is something small, something simple, like a tablespoon of olive oil before bedtime. We've discussed how blood flow quietly slows with age, and how that affects not only your physical health but your confidence, your energy, and your relationships. You've witnessed how olive oil, when used intentionally, can gently reopen those pathways and support your body in doing what it was always meant to do: heal, connect, and thrive. I've shared how real men, just like you, have taken this seriously and observed genuine change. And I've guided you through the science that proves this isn't wishful thinking, it's biology in action. For me, this is personal. I'm not just offering clinical advice, I use this ritual myself because, like you, I want to feel sharp, connected, and alive, not just for my patients, but for my family, for my wife, for the moments that still matter profoundly. So, if there's an inner voice that's been seeking something different, something more natural and authentic, perhaps this is it. Maybe tonight's the night you take that first quiet step. Your next chapter still awaits. Let's help your body turn the page. If this resonated with you in any way, don't let it end here. Start tonight. 1 tablespoon, 1 small act of care for your body. And if you're prepared to keep learning simple, powerful ways to reclaim your health and vitality, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. This is just the beginning, we've got so much more to discover together.